Welcome back to Zion National Park. We've relocated in northern Zion to this area known as Kolob Canyon. It's a little cooler here, which makes it perfect for summer hiking. In fact, that's exactly why we're here, to hike the Middle Fork of Taylor Creek.
At the trailhead, there's a little brown box. Open it up, reach inside, and there is a trail guide for the Middle Fork of Taylor Creek. I've hiked this trail probably 200 times in the last 6 years, and I never get tired of it. This is one of my favorite places in the entire park. Taylor Creek is a special trail.
Zion National Park is famous for spectacular geologic formations, and the northern portion known as Kolob Canyon is no exception. But as you begin your hike along the Middle Fork of Taylor Creek, it's the rich riparian environment with its attendant flora and fauna that engross you.
Most likely you're going to see lots of lizards. We get deer in the canyon, bobcat and ringtail cats, squirrels.
With so many critters and an abundance of lush green foliage, it's easy to be distracted from the geology that brings so many people to this part of the world. But not far down the trail is a geologic formation so unusual it demands your attention.
The Canary Fold is unique. It's not exposed anywhere else in the park, just here in Taylor Creek.
Unlike the common linear striations we're familiar with in sandstone formations, the wavy lines of the Canary Fold look more like a wrinkle in a rug, a truly unique sight. Continuing down the trail, the green is intensified by the appearance of gamble oak and taller cottonwoods. As the cottonwoods divert your eyes upward, you see the signature view of Zion National Park, towering massive sandstone formations. Pariah Point on your right and Tukapit on your left, looming over 2,000 feet above you as you approach the halfway point on the trail. As you enter the canyon formed by these behemoths, the trees are doubled and tripled in size, reaching heights of up to 40 and 50 feet.
This is excellent bird habitat. It's one of the best birding places in the park. We get peregrines back here, lots of raptors, lots of migratory songbirds, spotted towhees, and some sparrows, vireos, chickadee every now and then, warblers, wrens, canyon wrens, rock wrens.
All right, I admit it, that was a little bit of a joke. There weren't any birds in those shots. But the fact is, there were birds here, we just didn't get a chance to videotape them. I guarantee you that if you come here on any given day and bring your binoculars, you will see a ton of birds. So if you're into birding, this is a great trail for you.
Along with the natural beauty that you find along the Taylor Creek Trail, you also come across two historic cabins. The first cabin is the Gustav Larsson's cabin. He raised sheep and goats in the area. The second cabin farther up the trail is Arthur Fife's cabin. He was a professor at the Agricultural College in Cedar City. Coming across these cabins lends a sense of discovery to the hike.
As you continue up the trail, the canyon begins to narrow, and you occasionally find yourself in heavily wooded areas. But you're never far away from the two dominant features of the Middle Fork Trail, the creek and the brilliant sandstone cliffs. If you hike this trail early in the morning, chances are you'll travel the entire 5 miles round trip without seeing another person. Beauty and solitude. Great reasons to hike the Middle Fork, but there's one more treasure waiting for you at the end of the trail.
Your reward for hiking all this way up the Taylor Creek Trail is the double arch alcove. It's called a double arch alcove because you have two blind arches. The ceiling of the alcove forms one blind arch, and then above that on the cliff face you have another blind arch. By blind arch you mean an arch that isn't fully formed yet. You can't see the sunlight through there. It's an arch in the making. The alcove is so difficult to describe to somebody. I've never seen a picture that can do the alcove justice. You've got water that continually seeps through the sandstone and deposits minerals on the wall. You've got lichens on the wall, and it causes this great colors and streakings all inside of the alcove. The air feels different here, it tastes different. The only way to experience the double arch alcove is to see it in person.
Although we started early, we lingered at the alcove and saw a number of people arrive, and each one of them said the same thing when they rounded the last turn. Wow!